More pictures. Let's serve. When the Bluffton Action Team first started meeting about this time last year, we were thinking about what are some things that we can do to really to meet some of the needs of the community. And one of the things we know it works so well here at St. Andrew is our athletic ministry, our Upwards program. But the challenge is finding a facility that would hold a basketball type of program that we have here. And there's not many gyms available out there. So we were thinking outside the box, and one of the members said, well, why don't we think about tennis? And we didn't have anything figured out at that point other than just the idea. And God kind of took it. And what happened was we met, one of our members of the church had a neighbor that has a facility out at Rose Hill, and Rose Hill Tennis Club, and they were very excited to work with us. And in fact, it was perfect. They had children's courts, and what happened was they even let us use their pros, and it was phenomenal. So we had members of St. Andrew that were coaches, as well as the pros, the true tennis pros that were there, and little mini courts with mini rackets and balls that were easier to hit. And the kids, we had a great response. We had 69 children participate. And of the 69 children that were there the 57 were non-St. Andrew members. Part of what made Let's Serve special was the meaning of the word Let's Serve. We had a devotion, kind of like Upwards. The devotion was led by me, and then we had an opportunity that all of the members of the coaches took part in, helping teach and help children understand the meaning of service, what it means to truly follow God, and what God, how we are a part of a wonderful kingdom, and that part of being involved in that kingdom is taking care of and looking out for those all around us from every step of life. And so the children participated in mission projects. And so each Sunday afternoon when we met, we collected food at one point. We collected clothing. Food went to our soup kitchen here, as well as a soup kitchen out in North Carolina that was struggling because they were limited with the amount of food they had. So it was a wonderful way to really teach the children what St. Andrew's about, and also, more importantly, what God is about in our lives. And they had a great time. It was a great response, and I'm still overwhelmed and just floored by the whole thing. Now, our St. Andrew Ministry, Bluffton Ministry Center, is now open, as Bill mentioned. I had to put this picture of my son. I'm sorry. But it kind of shows you how exciting it is. He really loves that chair, too. This is what it looks like when we first found it. And that's not what it looks like now. Now it has life. You see the cross, the reminder that this is St. Andrew by the Sea. It's a replica of the one here that's on our wall. It has a feeling in the middle picture of a coffee house kind of feel to it. There's the paintings of our Stations of the Cross artwork around the walls. And it's a wonderful facility. This is where we had our coffee house. And you see our youth that participated in our coffee house with Jacob Lyerly that night. It had about 30 people there. And then we had our month-long vacation Bible school at Oscar Frazier. We had a tremendous response from the community, but also from our volunteers at the church. Lori Jones did an outstanding job being the leader. As mentioned, Bill said very, very rightly that this is not about one person. This is about our staff that's been really had to step up and help with this ministry, but as well as just the many members and volunteers that really made this work throughout, not just VBS, but all the things we've been doing. But our month-long VBS at Oscar Frazier, we set a limit of 30. We had 28 participants. And of the 28 participants, 23 were non-St. Andrew members. It was kind of an old-fashioned VBS. We didn't have all the fancy schmancy video equipment, so we took tambourines and buckets, and they had a great time, and kind of an old-school VBS. But it lasted for a month versus a week, which gave us an opportunity to really get to know the children in a different way than just 1 week. This is our last day that we had at the bowling alley. We had our Jesus time, and then afterwards we had a lot of fun watching the children bowl. And it was again, a huge team effort to make this happen. Our St. Andrew by the Sea community picnic and worship service we had out at Oscar Fraser Park in July. What a great response. Again, people from the community showed up, Bluffton community, Hilton Head community, St. Andrew members. Approximately half of the attendants were non-St. Andrew members. We had approximately 125 people there. Mom's Coffee Break. This is going on now. It started in July. This is an opportunity for moms to take a break. We've identified that one of the greater needs in the community it's just for people in the community and moms to just take a time to have a moment to themselves where someone's watching their children and they can maybe talk about Christ a little bit and talk about and kind of build community. So what we do is at 9 o'clock, the parents come, the moms come, and the children are then, we have a little wall in the Bluffton Ministry Center, and we play with them out there, keep them away from their moms for a little while, and the moms are led by members of the church in a devotion, and members of the group, and Connie has been really, really great help with this. She's been a part of it, as well as members of the church that have helped watch the children, and also members of the church that help lead the devotion. But you can see the kids have a really good time. This is Connie and Caitlin and some of the helpers with kids. They're playing at this moment Duck, Duck, Goose, while the moms are having a devotion. St. Andrew by the Sea, Bluffton happenings for fall and winter. Mom's Coffee Break, in some way we want to continue it. We feel like it's hit a great need out in the community. Lunch with Dan's is going strong. Bluffton Men will continue. We're going to offer a fall Bible study, an Advent Bible study. Our St. Andrew Counseling Center will continue. Our weekly worship opportunities are coming very soon out in the Bluffton area. We'll meet weekly. Coffee houses. We feel like that's a great way to connect to the community and have some really good music that we can host at the Bluffton Ministry Center. Christmas Eve under the stars at Buckwalter Place. We will continue that. We have the spot again, same lot out at Buckwalter. The person over that land has been so generous to let us use that space again, and so we're excited about that. By the way, the lot itself is at no cost. They just let us use it. It's amazing. More small group opportunities, service missional opportunities. That again, you see the theme throughout this whole thing. Community outreach. Our counselor Terry is willing, and there's a response from the community to host grief seminars with local Methodist churches that are out there, as well as some of the other churches in the area where there's a need for grief seminars and aging seminars. Christmas Grace Store, the Bluffton Ministry Center will be one of the spots for the spot for the Christmas Grace Store that we're going to be having out in December. And I think that's it. So as you can see, we've had a wonderful response. I am so thankful to be a part of this. I'm thankful y'all brought me here, and I just thank God for how He's using us to reach out to people of all ages, of all backgrounds, and to really take the DNA, what makes St. Andrew special, and share it with so many people. So thank you.
Thanks, Daniel. What a great job you've done for us and with us. And a word of thanks to everyone that's been involved in regards to support and being ministers in this initiative. As Daniel highlighted, we're going to be starting. Well, actually, the question took the form last night. So, when are you going to start? That's the question. When are you going to start? Well, you can see that we've been started for a long time, and I think that the question has to do with when is there going to be weekly worship experiences. Well, we're imagining a launch for our worship services sometime this fall in terms of a formal launch that will be publicized, and we'll do a lot of groundwork in regards to getting involved in the community and making sure that word gets out that this is our formal worship experience start. But what we're doing now, beginning on September the 8th, there will be a weekly gathering that will incorporate worship and leadership opportunities for folks, and as we continue to build this core of folks who are going to be kind of the root of the experience on Sundays, or whatever day it is that we decide that the main worship service is going to fall. People ask about our involvement in that, my involvement in Daniel's. Is that there will be minimal impact in regards to my presence on Sunday mornings here. But, I may be out there some Sunday mornings, but most Sunday mornings I will be here. However, there are going to be other opportunities where I'll be leading worship in Bluffton, and those may be on perhaps an alternative time on a weekend, perhaps. There's going to be plenty of teaching opportunities there. So there are going to be ways where people will see the pastors of this church in their roles serving just as you see the pastors serving in their roles here at Pope Avenue. So that's an exciting growing edge for us, and we're looking forward to that. But truly a thrilling time to be here at St. Andrew.
Thank you, Neil. Thanks, Daniel. At this time, we want to open the floor up to any questions. Charlie has a microphone. We'd appreciate it if you'd use that. Not everybody at once. I know we didn't answer all your questions. Yes, Kathy.
Wild about it all. I just think you've done a tremendous job.
Why don't you just say that for everybody?
Well, I'll put it a different way. Is it on?
Yep, it's working.
Okay. I'm just very impressed with what you've been able to do. And I see the growth just continuing. And it's very exciting to see these young families involved.
Amen, amen.
Sure, somebody else has a question.
Well, at any time, feel free to approach Daniel, Neil. Charlie's going to continue to be involved with the Bluffton Action Team. Jeff Jones, who was on the visioning team, is going to continue to be involved with the BAT, B-A-T, right? B-A-T, that's what you call yourselves. That's what you call yourselves. And at any time, reach out to any of those folks and to ask your questions or express your concerns. Again, the whole purpose of these town hall meetings is to keep you informed so that you can make an informed decision on September 22nd.
Bill, I just realized one thing I didn't mention, but I saw Dan and reminded me. The youth, Dan's going to be starting a youth group out there too that we'll be using the Bluffton Ministry Center. We're really excited about that. Continue our youth ministry program.
Great. That's why we put the soundproof walls in, isn't it?
I think that's more for the children. The mothers more now. But yeah.
Kathy, since you asked about work with questions last night, there was one that really stuck to me big time last night, and it was at the very beginning of the meeting from a member who's been here, I think, probably since the church has been built. And he shared with us last night, right up front, at the question and answer period. He said, I didn't think we were going to be able to do this out there. I was against it, and that's how I went into the meeting back in March of 2012. But he said, I'm here to tell you tonight that what I have seen, you have proven me wrong. And, you know, that stuck with me last night, and it really, really did set the tone for our session last night. So just wanted to share that with you.
Just go ahead and use, just,
Is the demographic, is the demographic of the people attending your programs younger?
substantial. The question is the demographics, and one of the fundamental reasons why we explored doing this is because the demographics in Bluffton are so different than those here on the island. I'll let Daniel.
Yeah, I want to address that. Yeah, absolutely. Young families. Young families that are, I've discovered since I've been out there, one of the hard things about being, having a family in this day and age is connecting to other people. You know, my wife is constantly, she stays at home with our two little ones, and she just doesn't get out much. And so what we've just identified is that from a lot of the moms and a lot of the parents and a lot of the husbands, we were looking for things to do together to learn and get to know other people. And what a better, there's no better church in my mind that understands hospitality and caring for others in St. Andrew. And so it really connects with that need to be a part of a community, to not just be a part of a YMCA, but to be a part of a Christian community and to grow together. And so I think that's really been, for lack of a better word, an attraction that we've kind of seen with the younger community, the younger kids, my age, which I'm not a kid anymore. I feel old. So the younger.
I'm going to turn the program over to Roger, but just before I do, we have a growing number of people that have joined this church and have immediately become active in this church as a result of learning about the Bluffton Initiative. And so you say, well, that's all going on out there. No, it's happening to all of us, which is very exciting indeed. Roger?